And I love interaction. So please use the chat thread. Like, I am an open book about anything you want to know. So definitely, oh, Jody, hi, I recognize that name. Yeah, so use the chat thread, ask me questions. If I'm talking and you don't get it or you want me to explain more, just pop the questions in the chat thread and we'll go over that at the end. So I'm gonna share my screen and we can get going here. All right. Kelly, maybe I will ask you, can you just unmute yourself and tell me if you can see my slides?
Yep, we see them.
Okay, awesome, perfect. So good. Okay, so Kelly was so kind to ask me to present to you guys today, and I'm so excited to share something that is super, super passionate, something I love sharing with people that are in this business, because I think one of the things that we often fall into, well, a couple things, is we're always sort of looking for new business strategies, right? We're always like scouring the internet, looking for the next big secret that is going to earn us six figures. And the truth is, business strategies are pretty much the same. They don't change that much, to be honest. I have built now 2 six-figure businesses, and I've built a 5-figure business just in the last 4 months. And I've used the exact same strategies. But the key, I believe, to having a really, really successful business is mindset practices. So that is what I'm going to bring you today. I am going to show you how having confidence, having mindset practices will turn into cash. And that's what we all want, right? We are all here to build businesses of some description. Maybe you're not looking to, leave your full-time job, but you're doing this because you really want to see some momentum in your life. So that is my key for today and sharing with you guys. So I don't know how much you know about me, but my name is Michelle File. I am actually a former Aveda salon and aesthetic studio owner. I owned a hair salon for almost 25 years, and I employed about 12, 13 people. It was a huge business. I never thought I would leave it. It was super successful. And then I happened upon network marketing, and that was almost 6 years ago. I was a longtime Beachbody lover, so I had used their programs for years, but never anticipated selling them. That was not ever in my plan. But I was approached by someone to join the business opportunity. And as I said, I fell into it, but fell in love with it. And I have grown my team. We're top 20 in Canada, 3-time elite, and grown a really amazing business, but more importantly, a really awesome team of women who all have a passion for Beachbody and have a passion for this business and helping other people. About 6 months ago, I decided, I'm not busy enough. I might as well do something else. That's probably one of my downfalls. I'm just always trying to figure out something else to do. But I really, really had this flutter in my heart that said, I need to change the face of network marketing. I need to change the reputation that we have. I mean, I don't think it's a secret. A lot of people kind of turn their nose up when they think of network marketing or MLM. How many of us have had friends and family that have been like, all of a sudden they don't want to talk to us after we tell them we've joined a company. That happened to me. And I want to change that, because the truth is, I actually was so against network marketing. There was a company that came into my small town probably 6 months before I joined with Beachbody. And I remember talking people out of joining this company and out of going to the meetings. And boy, did that kick me in the ass, because then I am doing it, right? Like, so crazy how that happens. But I really want to teach women how to do this properly. We don't need to be offending our friends and family. I never have. I haven't lost one friend. I haven't lost one family member because I became a Beachbody coach. And I know that happens to a lot of us. So I really felt strongly that I wanted to get out there and help people in all different companies, more than just my own little team. I wanted to help them learn how to do this right. So I started the Contagious Community, and I'd be happy to have you guys join my free Facebook group. I know some of you are already in there, where I share tips and tricks and secrets and all the stuff to help you guys build your businesses. And I've gone on to have a coaching program, and I privately coach women and network marketers who are trying to grow their social media to build their business. So that's just a little bit about me. So today I really wanted to talk to you guys about my tipping point and what really made me realize why mindset was such a big deal. I want you guys to learn from my mistakes so you can build a stronger business faster than I did. So I really kind of want you just to imagine something for a second. I want you to imagine being a top earner in your company, but having to unfollow your own team on social media because you compared yourself so much to them. And you felt like their stories just were way more powerful than yours. Their pictures were better, their posts were better, their Instagram stories were better. I also want you to imagine, cringing every time you saw your own teammates ahead of you on all leaderboards. Like, I'm assuming you guys have monthly leaderboards and volume leaderboards and rank leaderboards, all that stuff. So imagine like feeling sick to your stomach when you saw your own downline ahead of you. Even though these people are literally making you thousands of dollars every month, you can't even follow their Instagram stories. Like, you have to unfollow them. So it's hard to imagine that, right? Like having a downline, having this thriving team, being the top of your company, being a really well-respected leader, but inside you are like comparing yourself so badly to your own coaches and of course, tons of people in your company. It's hard to imagine. It's shocking. I get it. Like, you're almost thinking like that would never happen to me. Well, unfortunately for me, that's my story. And it's not hard for me to imagine at all, because that was me for about 3 years. Comparison literally was my thief of joy. But what I realized was, if I didn't change it, it was going to ruin my business. It was going to literally take my business down. It was going to ruin some really amazing friendships that I had. And I just knew I had to do something about it. So why would I share this publicly? Because quite frankly, it's super embarrassing, right? Like, who wants to admit that that's how she was feeling about her own friends, her own downline, and other people that she respected in the business? But I share it because I know I am not alone. I know that so many of us in this business are comparing to other people all the time. We are scrolling all the time, looking for different posts, looking for the secrets, and all it puts us in is this negative mindset. And when that's happening, I can tell you for sure your business is suffering, your relationships are suffering, but most importantly, your confidence is suffering. And when we don't have confidence in a business like this, we don't have focus, we don't have consistency, and we will never, ever build the income that we want. So my personal belief is that we need to make mindset practices just as important as our business activities and learning new business strategies. So I imagine I'm not alone here. I think that probably some of you are shaking your heads. I can actually see you that, you relate to this a little bit. You relate to that comparison game, and you would love some strategies on moving past it. So that is what we are going to learn today. Today, I am going to share with you why I really feel strongly about that. I'm going to share why mindset is so important for the growth of your business and some tips on how I improved mine so you can improve yours. I'm going to share with you why I feel like focus, clarity and consistency will earn you cash over anything else. And then I'm just going to offer you some free gifts that will help you discover your magic so you can have a massively successful, create massive momentum in 2020. Because I think that's why we're all here, right? I don't think any of you would be watching this call or joining me on a random Wednesday afternoon if you didn't actually want to see success in this business. So how did I move past these thoughts, like these crazy thoughts that I was having about my own top coaches? The first thing I had to do is I had to become really aware of how I was thinking. You know, it's so easy to let our minds have this party of self-destruction without even really realizing it. So some of the thoughts that were floating around in my head were, you know, I'm not good enough. No one wants to hear my story. I don't have as many followers as her. Her team is doing better than mine. You know, she's better than me. She's prettier than me. Like, honestly, it just went on and on and on. It was actually ridiculous now that I think of it, now that I'm on the other side. And I am assuming that some of you have felt the same way. You know, we're not alone in feeling like this in a business like that. But what I finally realized was I control how I think at any given time. Like, in fact, guys, it's the only thing we control in our life. We can't control our husbands. We can't control our kids, or if you can, congratulations, because I sure can't. You know, the only thing that we actually can control is how we're thinking and feeling at any given moment. So I said to myself, okay, if I can control that, how can I change this thought? I literally started every single day with the same question. How do you want to feel, Michelle? How do you want to feel today? And I started journaling. And it's probably the biggest tip that I give anyone that is caught up in negative thoughts about their business, caught up in overwhelm or confusion or comparison. You need to literally ask yourself these questions. How do I want to feel? What do I want my business to do for me? You have to get super clear on what you want from this. Number two, I had to start working on my own belief and my self-image. You know, I knew I just had to start getting really bold with myself, even if I didn't believe that my story mattered or that I was good enough. I knew I had to start tooting my own horn. And this was from my coach. I have a business coach, and she literally just ripped me apart and said, you know, you have to start being bold. You have to be bold in your posts. You have to be bold in your journal, and you have to start talking to yourself in a really positive way. I'm sure we've all heard about affirmations, and whether you do it or not, I mean, I rolled my eyes at her so many times like, oh my gosh, here we go. I am affirmations. But the truth is, once I started doing it, I actually started believing it. So once I made it a daily habit to get into the habit of saying, I am powerful. I am running a successful business. People do want to work with me. People do want to believe in me. People do want to invest with me. People do want to hear my story. Like, once I started repeating that kind of stuff over and over and over again to myself, it's amazing how your brain starts believing it. Because we often have these negative thoughts rolling around in our subconscious mind saying, you're not good enough, you shouldn't do this, Aunt Sally thinks you're crazy, why are you doing this, who would buy pants from you? Like, we have all these thoughts in the back of our mind. We need to flip them. And we are the only ones that can do that. And those affirmations really, really do work. Once I started doing them daily and it became a daily habit, things started to change. And that brings me to number three. What I did was I started having really intentional habits. Now, I don't know about your business, but one of the core values in my company in Beachbody is personal development. And I'm sure it's the same for you guys as well. You know, this is maybe the first time you've ever got into personal growth, reading self-development books. Maybe you've read The Compound Effect, or oh God, I can't even think of any now. There's like millions of them. Throw them in the chat thread if you guys have read some of that. And I was doing that. You know, I was reading a couple chapters every day. But the truth is, I realized it just wasn't enough. That wasn't really getting me anywhere. In fact, I noticed myself, I was always looking for business development books. Again, going back to thinking I was going to find some secret of social media or network marketing in some book. And what the secret was, is I needed to change my thoughts and I needed to get really clear in my mindset. So what did I do? I put a few personal development things on repeat every single day. I created my morning routine. And for me, that was meditation. So just clearing my mind. And trust me, I did not want to do this stuff. My mom, she always meditated. Like as a kid, my memory of my mom is sitting in a corner with these huge earphones on, not talking to any of us and meditating. So the last thing I ever wanted to do in my life was be like my mom. But I saw other people that I respected in my business. So people that were making 7 figures, 8 figures, they were talking about this. They were saying this is really helping them. And I am a big believer in success leaves clues. So I knew, okay, if that's working for them, that's what I need to do. So I started with like a minute, and it didn't go that well, but then I started 2 minutes, and I just used like free apps like Headspace or the Calm app. And now truthfully, it's one of my favorite times of the day when I can just clear my mind and get into a positive space. I started expressing gratitude daily. I am sure you have heard this before. You know, this is not new information for people like us in this kind of business. But when you are grateful for what you already have, you will attract more amazing things into your life. It's science. It's proven. And I started doing that every single day. I write a list of 10 things I'm grateful for every single day, and my life turned around. The truth is, you can't feel overwhelmed or anxious when you're grateful. And are those not the words that you often say to yourself, or your team says to you? I'm overwhelmed. I'm anxious about all this. Like, I'm so confused. Well, you can't be that when you are being grateful. So I made that one of my intentional habits every single day. And finally, like I said, I just made it a daily practice to work on my thoughts. If those thoughts of comparison started coming into my mind, I just stopped myself. I got my journal out and I was like, okay, why is this happening? Like, what triggered me? Is it because I was scrolling on social media instead of working? Was it because someone said something to me? Like, why am I feeling this way? And why do I want to change it? So those are the tools that I literally started using every single day to improve my mindset. And in very short order, I realized that abundance and confidence was what I was missing in my business. When I started improving those things, everything trickled into my business. And all of a sudden, my coaches started, we call ourselves coaches, but my team started doing better. I started attracting people that wanted to work with me because I had a different mindset. When you're telling yourself, women want to invest in me, women want to work with me, women want to join this business opportunity with me, instead of focusing on the negative, no one's ever going to want to do this with me, this is too hard, this is taking too much time. Like, what would you rather focus on? If you focus on the positive stuff, you're going to attract more positive stuff into your life. So I hope you can kind of see that when you start working on things like this, when you start having focus, and when you actually have the tools, you can see, we can all see that we really are the only ones holding ourselves back. And we can access a world full of confidence and abundance, because there is more than enough to go around. Like my belief is every single network marketer, MLM, direct sales, every single one that puts in the effort into their business will see success. 100%. If you put the time and the effort into your mindset and then do the daily activities that you need to do to build your business, there is no reason why anyone, no matter where they come from, what obstacles they come up against, can't see success. I hope you guys agree. Okay, so I really want to talk about focus, clarity, and consistency, and how that can help you guys grow your income. I am sure this is not new information, you guys. I am sure you have heard this stuff over and over again, but the truth is, this is the kind of stuff that I even need to hear again. It is so easy to just get caught up. It's so easy to, take your foot off the gas a little bit, and then it's really hard to get revved up again, right? Like who feels like that from time to time? I can't even see. Oh, here we go. Here's the chat thread. Okay. Yeah. Let me see some yeses in the comments, because if I'm by myself, I might as well not talk, but I am sure that you guys feel that, you sometimes just don't even know where to start. So I want to help you figure out how you can really, even if you're not just starting brand new in your business, but if you are coming back after the holidays, you took a little breather and now you're kind of like, like, how do I get back into this? I want to show you how you can kind of launch your business anytime and launch it the right way. So let's talk about clarity. The first thing I teach my private clients is you need to know who your ideal client is. If you're part of the Contagious community, actually last week I went through a whole 4-day challenge about this, and you guys are welcome to go to that group and take it. I have prompts and live videos all about knowing your ideal client. But you really need to know who you're talking to. When you are talking to everyone, you are literally talking to no one. So you need to figure out what problems are you solving? What kind of problems are you specifically solving? Why did you join your company? Like, what is it that really inspired you to join? Was it the income? Was it that you just wanted a community of women? Like, what was it? Because the women that are going to join you are feeling the same thing. They want the same thing. Your business is so much more than selling leopard print pants. Okay, like my business is so much more than selling some yellow drink. It is not about that. Our businesses are about selling our communities and what these businesses can do for people's lives. So you really need to dig in and really think about, like, who is the woman that I want to help? Is she really into fitness? Like, is she really super into fitness and wants your products because she wants to look great at the gym, but also feel great at the gym? Or maybe your client is someone more like a stay-at-home mom that just wants some clothing that is going to make her feel really, really good. Like, who is your woman? You really need to figure that out, especially if you're using social media to grow your business, because you do not want to get lost in the sea of all of us. There's a lot of us doing this right now. And there's a lot of people doing it really bad. And that's why we get a bad reputation. So for you to stand out, for you to build the business of your dreams, you need to know who your ideal client is. It is the most important thing. One thing you can do to help yourself figure out kind of what problems your community, your already viewers and followers and friends are suffering from is doing some market research. And I do this all the time. This is how I know what I need to post about. This is how I know what my ideal clients need from me. And then this business becomes super simple. I don't have to overthink anything because I know exactly what they're looking for. So go into your stories and ask your people, what are you struggling with right now? Because again, your business is not, you are not going to attract people just because you sell leopard print pants. Like, no offense, but they're not that awesome. You can buy leopard print pants anywhere, right? So same as me, people can buy shakes and workouts anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know that people are buying me. So I need to attract them by sharing my life with them and sharing what I've gone through and solving their problems. Your ideal client generally has the exact same problems as you. Maybe as you once had and your company solved, or problems that you're still going through. So for me, for example, I am an emotional eater. It doesn't matter that I'm a top Beachbody coach. I still frigging absolutely love food and really wish I could just chew and eat all day long. So I talk about that all the time. I don't have to be perfect, just like you don't have to look perfect in your workout gear and the stuff that you're selling. You just need to be real. You just need to share with your audience, this is me. This is how this looks. This is what I'm going through. Do you want to go through it with me? Do you want to hear what I'm doing? Why I'm using these? Why I'm wearing these? Why these are really good in my life? And you'll love them too. So to figure out what your audience really, really needs, just ask them. As network marketers, we are so bad for talking, and never listening. And that's probably one of the key things I can tell you guys today is if you are in the process of messaging, emailing, phone calls with maybe someone that you want to have a party, you want them to have a party for you, or they're interested in your products, you need to be asking them questions and then actually listening to them. Don't worry about the sale. Get the sale out of your head or get the yes out of your head. If you're asking them, like, would you like to do this? Would this be something that would interest you? Wait for them to give you their answers. Wait for them to really tell you what they're going through. And then you're going to get a lot of clues on where to take that conversation. People never listen anymore. We're in this whole era of people are just talking, trying to look the best and be the best and have the most followers. If you're the person that actually cares about people and asks them what they're going through and really tries to help them, you're going to win every time. They are always going to want to work with you because you're the person that actually listened. It's like something that never happens in our world anymore. And once you start doing that, it will trigger your perspective, maybe lady that's going to have a party or lady that's going to purchase from you. She's going to start thinking, I can't believe this lady, like, she listened to me. She just repeated back the challenges that I'm having or the kind of questions. She actually repeated that back to me and answered me instead of verbal diarrhea, a script that your upline gave you. It's so much easier just to have a conversation and listen. And I promise you the results will turn around. The next thing you want to do, once you have your ideal client and you know some of these problems and challenges and things that they're interested in, you want to create captivating content that speaks directly to your ideal clients. So if your ideal client is really into fitness, and that's why she would be attracted to what you are selling, make sure you're speaking directly to her when you are writing your posts. Once you do that, people do start messaging you. I don't know if this is something that happens in your company. I know it does because I get messages from all different companies, but cold messages, like in my business, we call them, hey girl messages. Like, They are so disgusting, and they truthfully don't work. We send out all of these random messages to people asking if they're interested in maybe having parties or buying our product, and we don't get any response. People are up, like they know what we're up to. They do not want these cold messages in their message box anymore. And I truthfully have never in my life sent messages like that. Even though my upline told me I needed to send 25 or 50 a day, I refused to do it. I was like a 40-year-old woman that had already had a successful business. If she thought I was going to start like randomly messaging people, I just was not interested. So what I did is I used attraction marketing. I started talking specifically to the woman I wanted to work with. I wanted to join my team. I wanted to purchase my products. I spoke directly to her. Whatever I knew her challenges were, whatever I knew she was struggling with, I talked about that on my social media. I rarely, I didn't post graphics from my company. I knew I needed to brand myself to build trust with the people that were following me. And then the sales just happened. Maybe they followed me because I was talking about emotional eating. My daughter's adopted. I talk a lot about that. My father died of stage 4 cancer, and I went through a really rough year. I talked a lot about that. I was real. And that's how I brought people to my social media page. And then, of course, I sprinkled in my workouts, my accountability groups, my team, the opportunity to earn money. So they came to me because they were seeing my captivating content that was bringing them in. They were interested in that. And they turned into customers or teammates because I sprinkled that in. And what I see in my coaching business is there's just a lot of like stock images, the launch is all over your page. And when someone comes to that, that's not attraction marketing, that's selling. And people aren't interested in that. They would much rather have you sharing your life, sharing tips, sharing whatever that your ideal client would be interested in. And then when they're ready, when you do the odd, like you in your new awesome leopard cheetah pants, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm here because you were giving me meal prep tips, but I actually want those pants. Instead of coming to your page and seeing all the graphics from your company, and they're like, no, thank you. I am not following another lady that is trying to sell me something. Do you see the difference? Does that make sense? So that is how we get clear. That's how you get clarity. I would say if you take anything away from me is really dialing in on who your ideal client is. And I know that's really hard. It's hard to not talk to all the women because you think all the women should have the pants. But I promise you, if you start really dialing into your ideal client, other women are going to come. They are. You're going to attract all different types of women, but it's going to be very clear of who you're trying to help. And it's going to give you focus. And when we are focused, we are confident. When we are all over the map, all that happens is we say to ourselves, I'm all over the map. I'm super confused. I don't know what I'm doing. This business does not work. And they do work. Like newsflash, there's lots of people making zillions of dollars in network marketing. Why the hell not you? Like, why shouldn't it be you? You can do this if you have focus and consistency. I am sure I'm not the first person to tell you that consistency will win this game. Over and over and over again. It is heartbreaking as a leader of a huge team to see someone with so much potential and she quits on day 87. Because I know if you put in the time for 90 to like 110 days, you're going to win. You are hands down going to win. If you do the activities, the business activities, posting on social, doing whatever. Like, I'm sure you guys have business activities that you should be doing every single day. I bet you have a daily tracker that your company gives you that says, how many people should you reach out to, or how many people should you try and talk to, posting on social media, staying consistent with stories on Instagram. And this is specifically for building your business on social media and using attraction marketing. If you're posting, I always say a general rule of thumb is about 4 to 5 days a week, as long as those posts are talking to your ideal client. They are not just stock images. So if you're doing some really great posts that share your story, solve some problems, really get people into your world so you can gain some trust, go on your stories and share there. If you do that consistently for 90 days, I see it over and over again. People's businesses skyrocket. Because the truth is, your warm market runs out, right? Like, you have people support you in your warm friends and family, but you want to go bigger. If you want to build bigger businesses, you need to build teams. You need to have more people in your circle. And social media is such an awesome way of doing that if you do it correctly. I also believe a lot in focus. I teach my team that every single Sunday we decide, okay, what are we selling this week? Like, what are we focusing on? And when I say selling, that could be something free. That could be like a freemium, or a free group that you're running, or value of some description. Or maybe you have a launch like you had today. But what is your focus? What are you focused on? What are you promoting? And then make a flexible plan. So for myself, for my week, it's always 2 times a week. I'm going to actually have a very direct call to action. And what I mean by that is a very direct, would you like to buy this? Would you like to join me? Would you like to become become part of my team? Very clear call to action post twice. But the rest of the time, it's either me storytelling, so people will get to know me and trust me and like me, as well as sharing value. And that's why knowing your ideal client is really important. So if your ideal client is a mom, she's a mom, she's a working mom. Well, what kind of things would she be interested outside of your amazing products? I bet you a busy mom is trying to learn about like healthy, quick eating, or maybe organizing her home. All those kind of things that you can share on social media will bring people to you. They'll bring them to your page. They will follow you because they're so interested in the value that you're giving them. And then, lo and behold, they're still going to be there that day that you post about your super awesome new pants that you're promoting. And they're going to say, oh, I want that, because they won't feel sold to. So I help my team create every single week is a posting plan. Like, how is this week going to look? How are we going to do this week? How are we going to make sure we're not overwhelmed and not scattered and not salesy? Like, how are we going to make sure that we're giving value to our audience, but also creating income for ourselves? Because we do need to be intentional. And that's how I do that. And that's how you stay focused. It's as easy as sitting down for half an hour on a Sunday and just deciding, like, okay, this is what this week is going to look like. I'm sure a lot of you, maybe not here on the call right now, but maybe people that will listen to this later, are working full time and you're trying to grow this business. I remember I was working 6 days a week, 12-hour days, plus growing a network marketing business. I remember the overwhelm. I remember thinking, I'm never going to be able to get this all done. And what I finally realized was I had to get focused. So I had to have a plan. So on Sunday, I created all my posts. I created my call to action and my invitations to purchase from me posts. I created my value posts. I created my fun storytelling posts. So during the week when I was working and everything was crazy, kids at sports, husband everywhere, all I had to do was copy and paste it into my social media with a picture. When you have focus and clarity, you are going to feel so much better about your business, and you will see the results of that. Because when you feel confident, that energy, it's everywhere. People will feel that as well, and they will want to be in your circle. It has nothing to do with your pants, your amazing product. It has more to do with what you're giving out, the value and the energy that you're giving out to your audience. It has a lot more to do with that. People want to join you for you. You know the saying, I'm sure you've heard it before, people buy people. They do not buy products. They buy people. I heard actually another really awesome, oh yeah, this was something I heard on a podcast today. It's harder to quit a person than it is to quit a product. So if they've fallen in love with you, and I'm sure in your business, I bet you guys get repeat customers all the time. Like the lady that bought the tights, I would be that person. I bought the tights last week and now there's a new print. Oh my God, I need that too. But if they don't like you and they don't trust you and they don't feel a bond with you, screw it, I'll get those at Target. But if they feel really, really valued by you and they really, feel a connection, they will be your lifelong client, which will then turn into a team member for sure. Hands down. It's happened to me all the time. And then of course, action. When you know your ideal client, and this kind of goes back to, having a posting plan, you got to take action in this business. I can talk mindset all day long and figuring out your ideal client, but at the end of the day, we have to take action, and consistent action is going to win every time. If you are consistent with the activities, you will see success. The people that don't see success in MLMs are the people that quit, or the people that half-ass it, the people that don't even believe that it's a business. That's the people that don't see the big success. If you look at your top earners in your company, and I looked at some of their pages, Kelly was nice enough just to give me some names of some top earners in your company. And I went and I looked at their pages. They're doing all of this. They are doing it really, really well. They aren't just selling pants. They see the value in sharing their story, in sharing valuable information to their followers, and they sprinkle in the product. So they've gained all this trust with their viewers. And then when they come in and say, guys, today I am so excited, we finally got cheetah print pants, they will have all the people wanting to have them. And they're also, I'm assuming, building incredible teams because of their energy. People join teams and business opportunities because of the energy that you portray. So I have to ask you guys, how are you going to make 2020 your year? How are you going to make it count? Because that's the big question. How are you going to do things differently this year than you did last year so you can get to those bigger goals? Maybe you didn't get to the goals that you wanted last year. So what are you going to change? What are you going to do differently to get you there? One of my biggest flips that I had a couple years ago when I went from one income level to a whole other level was belief. And belief is what will set you apart. Belief that you are 100% growing a successful business. Treating your business like a business instead of, I know this term is used all over, but I absolutely hate it, side hustle. Does side hustle actually give anyone good energy? Because side hustle to me sounds like I might hustle a little here and there, but I'm not quite sure if I'm actually going to do it. You're an entrepreneur. You're a successful woman that has made a very empowering choice in her life to actually build a business. We have no education. We don't actually know what we're doing when we do this. You have actually taken this leap of faith to build a business that could actually change your frigging life. literally change your life. And the cost to start it is very minimal. I have no idea what it costs to start your business, but my business, it's laughable. Like $160 to start what could be a 7-figure business. You need to treat that like a business, not a hobby. Because if you want it to change your life, you absolutely have to do business activities every single day. And business activities are working on your own belief and mindset, so you have the motivation to take action on those daily steps. Those daily steps to build incredible businesses never happen with someone that is not feeling motivated. And the only way you get motivated is working on your mindset. And my favorite thing to tell my team is, you need to adopt this attitude. And I have stars because I don't know if there's kids listening, but my attitude when I post is, you're frigging, effing, whatever words you want to use there, you're welcome. Like, you are so welcome to be in my space. You are welcome to be wearing my pants. Like, you're welcome that I even want you on my team. Like, you have to get so bold and believe in your mission so much, and that will resonate. That is why I called my whole business the Contagious Community, because when you are excited, when you are just like over the top about your stuff and your business and your opportunity and what you have to offer other women, they feel that energy. It has nothing to do with the pants. It has everything to do with how you are acting and how you are portraying this whole thing online or at your parties. Like, all of this can be taken to real life at your parties. I know your business has definitely a lot more in-person interaction than my business, but I used all of this stuff at my salon and spa. I was so excited about the products I had at my salon and spa. I was so excited for the transformation I was going to give my clients. I wasn't the best hairdresser. Like, I really actually wasn't. But I was booked out 6 months in advance. And it had nothing to do with the way I colored hair. It truthfully had everything to do with how much value I gave my clients. I listened to them. I gave them advice. I gave them tips. I gave them a massage. It was all the extra stuff. And I took all of those habits and beliefs that I had established in my hair salon and brought them online to my network marketing business. And that's what set me apart. That is what has grown my huge organization. It's the fact that I believe in it so much, and I am so excited about it, and I am so excited to share it with other people. And I adopt the attitude of, you are so welcome that I am telling you about this. Like, literally, we're so nervous in this business. We're often like, oh my God, who's the next person that's going to buy my pants? Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to sign up 2 distributors this week, and I'm going to beg someone. Like, will they want to? Will I say the wrong thing? Scrap that. Scrap it. That energy, people can smell that like a dirty shirt. Like, you need to be so positive, so confident that this is the best thing that they are actually ever going to hear all month. Like, this is the best thing that they are going to have the opportunity to join all month. And if they're not ready, who cares? Next. There's so many people in this world that want what you have to offer. Don't get hung up on the one lady that doesn't want to have the party, or the one lady that doesn't want to buy the pants, or the one lady that doesn't want to join the opportunity. If you continue all these activities, all this belief, all this energy, she is going to come crawling back. A no never means no. It is just not right now. Don't spend 1 ounce of energy on someone that says no. Get back on the saddle and get back into your energy of confidence and find the next person to talk to. Talk to that next amazing woman that has followed your page and wants to join you and loves you and is taking the time to follow you. So I promised you some tools. I was going to send you a link here, but what I'm going to do is, as long as you guys are on my email list, I'm going to send you the recording of this call. And then I'm going to send you a couple of tools that I use in my own business. So 50 journal prompts, because I know some of you are probably like, oh boy, this journaling, but honestly, it will change everything for you. But I know it's hard to just sit down to an old dollar store notebook and a pen. So I'm going to send you some journal prompts, and I'm going to send you my sales strategy. So I have a 2-part sales strategy that makes those conversations, whether you're, trying to get someone to say yes to a party, or maybe you're trying to sell your opportunity. I give you a strategy that keeps it really, really simple. It helps you listen more than talk. It really builds trust with the person that you're talking to, and it builds confidence in you. Because I know on my team, sales is often where we fall short. We get nervous and we don't know what to say, and we word vomit and all that jazz. So that really helps. So I'll send you a PDF of my sales strategy. And that is it. I'm going to stop my share. And I will open up to any questions that anybody has. I'll check the chat here. Okay. Do you pay attention for the attraction marketing training? Is that what you mean, Chelsea? Yeah, I mean, I love anything attraction marketing, anything social media. I have a coach, so I have a business coach, and I'm in a couple masterminds. So they are in all different online businesses. So I'm definitely always looking at what's working, what's not working, what we should change, all that kind of stuff. I think that stuff is really, really, really important. But honestly, at the end of the day, for a business like ours, I think consistency is always going to be the most important thing. Consistency and belief is always the most important thing. I don't necessarily love changing things up in my team all the time, because it just gets everybody friggin' confused. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, last month she told us to do this, and now so I really just train consistency. And I feel like when people get to a certain level in the business, they're proactive enough to be learning different things about algorithm and Facebook. Do you have to already have a big following before? I don't believe so. I think you grow a big following by using attraction marketing. I think that's how you grow a big following, because you're talking to your ideal clients. You're talking directly to them. I don't use any, there's lots of ways to grow your following. If you want a big following, you use bots and you can use all this jazz. I do not do that. I don't spend time following other people or having them, I don't do any of that. I really just spend my time creating content that's going to speak to my people. And I get new followers every single day. I truthfully do. I get new followers on my stories, and that's where I do all my business. That's just where it happens. Oh, I feel like you did this call just for me. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, you guys, so Kelly said your biggest takeaway was attracted to your energy. And it's honestly, that's what changed my business. When I decided that I was going to be a big deal and I believed it, I became a big deal. I got bolder. I wasn't humble anymore. I was just really forthright with my belief. I really believe in network marketing. I believe that it is the gateway to freedom for anyone that wants it. So I'm not shy about that. I talk about that a lot. And I talked about it before I had it. Act as if. Act as frigging if. If your plan this year is to make whatever rank or sell this much or whatever, make the income goal, act as if you're doing it. Act as if you are already there. What's the next rank level that you want to hit? What kind of activities is that person doing right now? That's what you need to act like. That's what you need to be doing. One of the big levels in our company is diamond. It seems to be the hardest level for anyone to reach. And I will ask my person, oh, I'm struggling. I'm not getting to diamond. Okay, well, what would a diamond coach be doing right now? Would she be telling herself that she's struggling? No. She wouldn't. She'd be working on her mindset because she knows that's what she needs. So having the belief and acting like that, that energy will move mountains with your followers. How do you talk to specific people? Well, you really have to know who your specific person is. So again, it's like, why did you join your company? What is it that made you say yes when your sponsor, or like, what made you say yes? Like, why are you here? Those are the things. So whatever problems have already been solved. So maybe you've started to make some extra income. Well, the lady that you want to talk to wants to make some extra income. So talk about that. Talk about maybe you only make $100 extra a week. How amazing would that be to some women? Think about the woman that just got divorced and has no money. How amazing would an extra $100 be to her? Just because we think, oh gosh, I'm not making big money, I maybe can't talk about it yet. Whatever you're doing, maybe you're able to buy your kids boots, you're able to take your kids on a vacation, all that kind of stuff, that resonates way more than me coming on my page saying, hey guys, I just hit 7 figures. Like, no one believes that that actually will happen to them. But if you are sharing the little wins, I share my team's wins. I don't share my wins anymore because I feel the lady that could just buy 3 kids pairs of new winter boots this week, that resonates way more with my women than me coming on tooting that kind of horn all the time. So I share stuff like that all the time and get new team members from those posts. One of my top earners, I remember her sharing her Costco bill. She has 4 kids and she came out of Costco with her bill and she said, I've always been so overwhelmed going to Costco because it was always going to be like $400 and Beachbody paid for this today. And she's continued to share those little wins. Those are problems that your ideal client probably has. So if you can really dig into that and start talking to her, those kind of posts will really, really resonate with them. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. Yeah. Any more questions? You can unmute yourself for sure, or in the chat. Anything else you want me to talk about, Kelly?
I think that this was great. Thank you so much for your time and all the information. And I would just say too, this is not a plug for your contagious community, but I know that those of us who are a part of it have grown a whole lot. And specifically, true to your question about how to talk to specific people, I know Michelle has lots of resources in there. So I just want to say a huge thank you for doing this. It was fun to spend our afternoon with you.
Well, thank you for having me. Yes, I would love, join my free group. The challenge is it's awesome. It really has helped a lot of people. Just narrow in on your ideal client, because that was really hard for me too. I found that very challenging at first. People would talk to me about trying to find this like specific woman, and it confused the hell out of me. But once I dialed in on it, it really helped my business. So you're all welcome to join that. And thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me. This was really fun. And I will send you guys the recording and I'll send you the link, Kelly.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.